As more people are adopting older dogs, it is kind of a commentary about our society. There are people kind of saying, look, I'm not going to raise a kid, and I'm not going to raise a puppy. I'm going to do something that's responsible and bring in an older dog who might need a family. The FlexPet shelter program, founded by Tamer Elsafi, and he's here now to talk more about it. Good morning, Tamer.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. I was reading some material a couple of weeks ago, and it's why I wanted to have you on the show. You know, we can make light of this and say, well, you know, a dog never grows up, but he won't stick his finger in an uncovered light socket either. I mean, you know, dogs versus kids. But you say that there's a whole generation now of people who are adopting these older dogs, and it's saving a lot of dogs' lives.
Absolutely. What we found that there's a trend. People are foregoing maybe starting a family early on in life and just waiting for later in life and just choosing adopting a dog. And it's to them, it's more of just like responsibility. Some people may call it selfish, but it's more of a responsibility that they're choosing later in life to adopt having a child versus adopt an older dog.
Well, and I mean, if you're a super busy person, you say you've got working people in your household and you guys are just swamped with work and stuff to do and you travel, an older dog is something, you know, you can leave him behind in the care of a friend or shelter, and it's not like leaving a puppy, where literally you could come home and stuff is destroyed in your friend's house. So there's that side of it too. Many people are interested on this on our live chat right now, Tamer. So who sponsors this shelter? I'm going to read my questions from the live chat now. Who sponsors this shelter?
Okay. Well, we sponsor the shelter. We've teamed up with the Animal Rescue Shelter to help nurse back these older dogs that are being passed over by younger puppies. So by them having a better demeanor, being able to be moving around, and the adopted families that come in and see this, they want to adopt the older dogs. So now they're not being passed over by younger puppies.
Okay, this woman says she's adopted 3 dogs and 5 kids. That's from Thomas. The culture is what for these older dogs? I mean, you say that this is kind of a trend, but who's actually adopting the dogs? Is it couples? Is it single people? Is it older people?
Well, we found that it's couples that are doing that because it's a little bit of both. When we surveyed 1,250 people, we found that younger couples between 21 and 30 are choosing to adopt the dogs and older dogs because they don't have that kind of time in their life. About 10, 20 years ago, it used to be a lot easier. Now, with the internet and everything going on these days, 2 incomes and the tougher economy, they see it as a better choice to adopt these older dogs. And it's better for them because then they could still have that companionship, but the dog is a little bit more mature, if you will.
Kay Principal writes, when I went to adopt my newest dog, everybody was adopting 1-year-olds, so I took a 4-year-old dog and is very happy that she did. How different is it in terms of bringing an older dog into your home?
Well, it's different in the fact that you don't have to house train them. You don't have to really. They don't have larger needs as a child would. Mm-hmm. So there is a shift.
Or a new man in your life.
Or a man in your life, absolutely, or a woman in your life. So they choose that route, and they wait for later in life to have a family.
Is this saying something maybe, though, about where we're going with child rearing in this country? We've got Dr. Keith Ablow here. What are your thoughts on this? Do people just not want to raise kids?
I don't know that people don't want to raise kids. I think that they may look for a bridge to child rearing, and maybe an older dog, given that their lifestyle is so complicated and they don't want to house train a little puppy, allows for that. I think our culture is enough devoid of feeling that these symbols of, you know, the human capacity for feeling are good. You know, the idea that people would go and have compassion for a creature that really needs someone is just a wonderful, great thing. If it fits into their lifestyle, that's very good. I think that's wonderful. You know, I wonder, you know, knowing how the market works, you'll probably find that there will be stores cropping up where they've raised these dogs in captivity for 3 years and then sell them at age 4. But if there's a market, trust me, it'll happen. But
Tamer,
it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing.
Let me ask you about that. Are you concerned that this might drive? I mean, you've heard of puppy farms. Are we going to see older dog farms?
Well, not necessarily. You're going to have your family that wants to have the newer puppy, and then you're going to have the family that wants to save an older dog. So there's two types of groups. When we surveyed, we found two types of groups, but the trend is going for the older dog. And what we've been able to do at the FlexPet shelter is get these dogs, nursing them back to good health, so they're able to be adopted. And that's been a big factor with the animal rescue shelters, and also it's a good fundraising opportunity for them.
All right, well, real quickly, before we let you go, tell us how to do this on our own, because everybody wants to know, where is your shelter? Is it national? Is it international? Is there a website? Tell us.
You can go to flexpet.com. We'll have all the information there. You can go to flexpetforshelters.com, and there's a wealth of information on there. We're all over the place.
All right, we're showing your website right now. Doctor, real quickly?
Real quickly, I'll say this. If you do have a new baby, or you're thinking of having one and you can't raise a puppy at the same time, what a great idea, because I think it's so important for kids to have pets. You know, kids have pets on Club Penguin. They're animated little creatures. You play with them and you give them little gifts. They're cartoons. They're also dispiriting in a way because they're not real. Get a 4-year-old dog when you have your baby. That way you don't have to house train it. It's part of the family immediately.
You don't have to worry about the dog accepting the baby either, because that's an issue for a lot of people.
Right, the competition for love.
Absolutely.
This is probably a better situation. I love this program.
All right. Well, you know what, Tamer? Our viewers love this program. So when I get back to my office, I'm going to tweet and Facebook and everything, and I may send you a quick email to get you on there, too, to make a couple of comments. All right?
All right. Thanks.
Sounds good. Tamer Elsafi with FlexPet International. It's a shelter offering up dogs that are a little bit older, not puppies, for families who are interested in doing so and adopting those dogs. So glad you were here. Dr. Keith Abloh, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
I love having you come into the studio.
I like it too. I like it a lot.
It's fun to have you.